Coming up on the news at Rider, a distinguished and beloved minister says farewell.
And Nicholas Ballasy brings us 3 pieces dedicated to the remaining potential presidential candidates.
Stay tuned for the news at Rider.
With a possible recession in the market, the last thing students want to think about is next year's tuition. Sean Rainey has more.
Dean Campbell and Jamie O'Harris spoke to senators this past week about the increases in tuition for next year. Tuition for a full-time student next year will be $27,140, an increase of $1,490 from this current year. Credits for a part-time student will also increase from $830 a credit to $870. Room and board is also increasing. A standard double room will be $3,030, up from the $2,820 it currently is. A standard meal plan will be increasing from $2,070 to $2,110. Also, next year there will be no additional cost for a student who takes 18 credits.
Full tuition, our full tuition comprehensive plan right now covers 12 to 17 credits. Starting next year, it will cover 12 to 18 credits, which means that you will not have to pay for that 18th credit. You would have to pay for that 19th credit, but from now on, from 12 to 18, you will not have to pay anything extra.
Senators gave their take on the tuition increases.
A little upset. I mean, it's very tough, especially with the tag grants going down, how much exactly I'm going to have to fork up. It's very difficult for members. It's not just members of Senate, but everybody here at Rider to have to pay additional money. But it seems like that the presentation that Dean Campbell gave us, that they're trying as hard as they can not to raise as much money as some other schools in what are considered our level of schools.
With financial aid being cut statewide, Jamie O'Harris said the school is putting an additional $3 million into the financial aid budget.
In order to alleviate some problems or concerns that you might face or that your families might face in this very uncertain economic time, we've put a pretty dramatic increase into our financial aid budget for next year. It's a total of $3 million more into the budget of now a budget a size of $34 million of financial aid.
SGA likes how Rider is putting more money into the financial aid budget, but they also believe Trenton has to help out.
I think it's good that they're putting money towards financial aid. That's obviously very important. I think the big thing that needs to be done and student government's going to have to look into is going to Trenton, examining these budget cuts, seeing how we can lobby and continue to press Trenton to increase funding for schools.
From the Swaggart Auditorium, this is Sean Rainey, Channel 20, News at Rider.
Students can expect a letter mailed to their homes prior to finals week explaining the tuition increase for next year.
With a new school year comes inevitable change. Kelly Dixon recently talked to Protestant Campus Ministry regarding the changes they are preparing to face with yet another school year drawing to a close.
Gill Chapel may feel very different to students returning next fall. Reverend Nancy recently announced that she is retiring as Protestant Campus Ministries chaplain. She filled us in on why she made this decision.
At this particular time, because there's so many wonderful students that are leaders that can carry forward, and the board for which I work is really strong right now, and it seemed like an appropriate time.
There is no doubt that she will be missed by students.
I think it's going to be the most radical change I think PCM has seen in a good long time. Ever since I came to Rider, I've been pretty much a member of PCM since I first got started here. So I think I can speak for everyone when I say it's going to be a definite shock to see Reverend Nancy not quite as around as much as we used to. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, granted, we all came to blows with her at some point or disagree with her on some things, but I will be the first to admit that for every time that one of us disagrees with her, there's about 3 other moments when you realize why she's been doing what she's been doing for so long, and we're all definitely going to miss her.
Being a freshman this year, I got involved with PCM and I work for Reverend Nancy, so it's going to be a big change for me not being able to see her face because she's kind of like a mentor to me, so she's going to be greatly missed.
Nancy will be hard to replace.
Her name is Reverend Dawn Adamy, and she is now the Protestant chaplain over at the College of New Jersey, plus she works for a local congregation right down on Route 206. How was she chosen? The board that I work for is called Trenton Area Campus Ministry, and its board of directors chose her.
Nancy told us what her plans for retirement are.
I hope to do some writing. I want to do some writing. And I'd like to wake up occasionally, one morning a week maybe, without 10 things I have to do. 9 will be okay.
For the News at Rider, this has been Kelly Dixon.
PCM services are held every Monday evening at 5 p.m. in the Gill Chapel. Come out and see Reverend Nancy preach for the last time.
Campaigning finally came to a close as students gathered into the SRC to hear the results of SGA's elections. I was present at the revealing party and had a chance to talk to the victors and capture their excitement.
All candidates who are running for SGA office fought hard to win each position. Unfortunately, only one person would be successful in winning each seat. Danielle Phillips won over one particular Rider student. He showed his support at the Student Recreation Center and told us why she had gotten his vote.
I'm supporting Danielle Phillips because I know of her leadership abilities and her communication skills.
Although Phillips had won Pinkston's vote, SGA's current Vice President, Brian Pawelko, took home Rider's title of SGA President.
I mean, I gave it a good run, and I think there's not a whole lot I can look back on and say that, oh, I could have done better. I gave it everything I had, and just didn't come out on top for this one. That doesn't mean I'm going away, though.
More than 950 students came out to vote for the candidates. Overall, they seemed pleased with the results.
It's good. It's good.
I think they went very well. All the candidates are very qualified, and I'm excited to work with them next year.
After the results had been revealed, we had the opportunity to speak with the winners.
I'm really looking forward to it next year. I think it's been a really good year.
It feels great. It was a lot of hard work. I know I'm qualified for the position, but earning it is the hardest thing.
I guess I'm just really so excited, I'm not even sure what to say.
Well, all the candidates fought really hard, and I'm really proud of everyone for going out. It takes a lot of effort to do this sort of campaigning, and I'm excited about next year. I'm excited about the possibilities for student government, and can't wait to dig in and get some work done.
After receiving their titles, Pawelko and Chebra both vowed to work hard to overcome any issues that may arise within the next year.
My website's still up. Students can go take a look at it and see what my plans are for next year, and I plan to try to hold true to them. I can't guarantee every single one of them is going to happen, but they're initiatives that I'm working on, and hopefully I can accomplish a good amount of them.
Well, I want to improve communication between student government and the students. I want to work hard on parking and housing. I want to work with the administration. I want to bring all of SGA together. We have some great candidates. I want to bring them in and really fight for the students on some of this stuff because we have a lot of really important things we can do.
This has been Gina Grasso reporting for Channel 20 News at Rider.
More information about SGA can be found on their website, www.rider.edu/SGA.
Sexual assault and domestic violence are amongst some of the highest rising crimes in the nation. College campuses pay particular attention to these issues. Organizations like Vox, Voices for Planned Parenthood, help to raise awareness on these issues. Kelly Dixon recently had a chance to attend one of their events.
No more violence, no more rape, no more silence, no more Students on Rider's campus got together this week to take back the night.
This is Take Back the Night. It's an annual event that Vox Voices for Planned Parenthood holds every year. It's basically a march to make a statement that we will not tolerate sexual violence on this campus or anywhere. It's something that we feel pretty strongly about. We've had bracelets of support. These bracelets basically are worn in solidarity for any woman that's been in the hospital due to sexual or domestic violence in the past. We have t-shirts and food, and then we're going to go out on a march and, shout out every sorority, fraternity, and residence hall that we can.
Students from Dr. Moore's event planning class helped put together the event.
One of our group members is the president of Vox, and when she brought this idea to the table, we all thought it was a great event to work on because it supports abused women, and we all definitely wanted to support the cause.
Students said the event was very beneficial.
I think this is one of the best events that Riders had, and I really like the things they gave out. They have this card to test your drink when you're out, and Safe Ride, which is always a good thing. I think it's an excellent program, and I'm really happy to be here.
For anyone watching who may be or know someone who is a victim of sexual abuse, Ellen told us where you can get help.
We have the Counseling Center, which is a great place to go and talk to someone about what's happened. There's also Women's Space, which is right down the road. It's one of the premier domestic violence and sexual assault crisis centers in Mercer County, and there's a lot of resources on this campus. Even just talking to a teacher, talking to an RA, talking to an advisor, anyone that you could possibly think of, just don't bottle those feelings up and talk, and know that we are trying to protect you just as much as you're trying to protect yourself.
For the News at Rider, this has been Kelly Dixon.
Anyone looking for more information on Vox or their cause should contact their president, Ellen Thompson, at thompsone@rider.edu.
Daly's became the hotspot last Thursday with great food, giveaways, and a day to celebrate. Sean Rainey has the story.
In 1994, Rider College became Rider University, and every April, Rider celebrates this occasion by having a University Day luncheon. Dean Cam will elaborate on this year's festivities.
Well, University Day has become traditional. We always have a nice lunch. We always have the award, the Nancy Gray Award. But this year has actually been a little bit different. We're combining it more with the Westminster College campus to really celebrate both Andrew J. Rider on this campus and John Finley Williamson on their campus, who was their founder. And so we're really using it as a chance to have events and activities on both campuses with the trolley transportation going back and forth. And so this year the added touch is to really integrate both campuses involved in the celebration of the day.
At this year's lunch, students enjoyed filet mignon and New York strip steak. Aramark, Rider's food provider, says University Day is a big event to prepare for.
We actually work with the Student Life Suite, like Dave Keenan in Student Life Suite and his team. We get together and kind of go back and forth about menu ideas. We try to change a little bit last year. Like last year we did prime rib, this year we did New York strip steak. So we just kind of look for a little bit of change.
Students all said the food was the best part of University Day.
It's really good. That's, we look forward to it. The big days on campus is good food. The bad part is the next day you get really bad food, but that's okay.
I love the food. Too many people though, but great food. Good food, good-looking women, and all-around good day.
University Day is not just about the food. There's also a game show going on, jugglers, and balloon animals for the students. This has been Sean Rainey, Channel 20, News at Rider.
The Princeton campus also took part in University Day for the first time this year. I had a chance to attend and take part in the festivities. Once Rider's University Day celebration came to a conclusion on the Lawrenceville campus, students had the opportunity to visit the Westminster Choir College in Princeton to continue the festivities.
We've all been outside all day, even in between classes. We're outside, not doing anything else, and we got mad good food and music, and it's really cool.
One student in particular noticed the campus's mood change as the festivities took place.
It's usually just non-social environment because everyone's off to their classes and everyone's practicing in the practice rooms. I can see that it's definitely a different environment and people are actually having more fun than usual.
Even though some of the Westminster students didn't realize it was University Day in the morning, by the time dinner came they were quite excited.
I'll tell you the truth, I didn't know it was University Day until lunch today. The food over here is normally of lesser quality than over at Lawrenceville's campus, but today all the Rider kids are coming over here because we're serving all the good stuff.
Overall, the students seemed to enjoy themselves and thought the celebration had a positive effect on the campus.
Not in a way that it would to Rider, but it's still a cool day that we all get to have fun together.
I'm excited to be celebrating it.
Everyone's so happy today. It's different. It feels like a different campus.
It feels like we have more of a give and take than we usually do over the rest of the year, because it's usually we go over there for the gym and we go over there for the food every once in a while, but now the kids are coming here and it feels like they're visiting us, not to just oh whoops, landed in Princeton by mistake.
It's definitely a good thing that this is a part of the school year.
University Day at the Westminster campus wasn't just an excuse to bring the campuses together and for the kids to enjoy themselves outside, but was also to celebrate the founder of the college, John Finley Williams.
For more information on the Westminster campus, you can check out their website through Rider's main page.
Turning now to our first of 3 pieces by Nick Ballasy covering the race for the White House. Former presidential candidate John Kerry was in Warminster, Pennsylvania, campaigning for Senator Barack Obama Friday, April 4th. Nicholas Balsi conducted an exclusive interview with him after the event.
How do you feel Senator Obama should handle the war in Iraq issue against a war hero like John McCain?
Honor John's service, which we all do. We all respect his service enormously, but differ with him on the substance of his position, which is a wrong position. John McCain's position is a position that has gotten us into trouble. He doesn't acknowledge the mistake of going to Iraq. He doesn't acknowledge the way in which it has weakened American policy, and I think that's not a great starting place for a president.
And how do you feel he should handle further controversy similar to the one with his pastor? And how could you give him some advice on that compared to what happened with you and the Swift boats and things like that?
I don't need to give him any advice at all. He did a brilliant job of dealing with that issue. He stood up and educated America. He spoke calmly to the country. He treated people like adults. And I think he gave us a presidential moment during the presidential campaign in which he indicated how he would respond and deal as a president. I think people really respected and appreciated that.
And what issues do you think are going to be on the minds of the American people most in this election?
Well, first and foremost is the economy and jobs. People want to know that they can take care of their families and earn a decent living and have a quality of life, which we respect in America. And they also want the economy to be fair. They want it to work for average Americans, not just for the wealthiest people in the country. And I think Barack has a clear plan about how to create those jobs and make it fair. Secondly, we have to make America strong in the world and deal with our issue of terror, and how we create a stronger response to the war on terror. Third, we have to deal with a group of environmental issues, including global climate change, in order to respond. And there are huge jobs to be created in America by dealing with those issues. Alternative fuels, renewable energy, a lot of jobs to be created. That's the direction we ought to move in.
Senator Kerry says Senator Obama can win blue states in the general election that Senator Hillary Clinton won in the primaries. At the VFW in Warminster, Pennsylvania, I'm Nicholas Balsi, Channel 20, News at Ryder.
Senator Kerry is expected to visit the state again before it holds its primary on April 22nd.
Potential Democratic presidential nominees, Senators Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, have been campaigning throughout Philadelphia to build support before the primary. Both spoke at a fundraiser in the City of Brotherly Love this past Monday, which was opened up to the press at the last minute.
With less than a week to go before the presidential primary in Pennsylvania, the Democratic City Committee has not endorsed a candidate for president. Hillary Clinton briefly spoke to the committee during a fundraiser where she outlined a number of her campaign promises.
We're going to have universal health care, and I am going to do whatever I can to make that happen, and I believe with all my heart our Democratic Party must stand for universal health care. No exceptions, no excuses. I will end No Child Left Behind, and let's make college affordable again for all those young men and women who deserve to go. And we will rebuild a strong and prosperous middle class.
Senator Obama addressed the committee after Clinton. He says too much time has gone by without any progression on the issues affecting average Americans.
We can't wait to bring back good jobs and good wages. We can't wait to deal with crime on the streets of our major urban centers. We can't wait to bring back after-school programs and summer school programs for our youth. We can't wait to bring this war in Iraq to a close. We cannot wait, and that's why I'm running for President of the United States of America.
Our ward is endorsing Hillary Clinton, and whoever gets in, whether it's Hillary, whether it's Obama, I just hope, number one, that they would somehow try to find a way to lower these fuel prices down. It's sickening. $3.50 a gallon. I mean, diesel, the cost of diesel is almost $5 a gallon. My uncle's a truck driver, and he's not going to be able to have his job anymore.
People who are losing their homes are bitter. People who are losing their jobs are bitter. People who are buying things from China that are being recalled because they're poisonous are bitter. And so, yes, we do pray when we get bitter. So I'm very excited about him. I think that everything he says is going to come to fruition.
Senator Obama says people asked him, why is he running for president so early in his career? He responds with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King, saying, "It's the urgency of now." In Philadelphia, I'm Nicholas Balassi, Channel 20, News at Ryder.
The Philadelphia committee, who sponsored the event, has not officially endorsed either candidate.
And finishing up on the Republican side of the race, even though Senator John McCain has the nomination locked up, he attended a press conference in Pennsylvania this past Tuesday prior to his appearance at Hardball with Chris Matthews.
Before his interview on Hardball, Senator McCain was here at Villanova University doing a 15-minute press conference about the gas holiday he proposed this morning and future situations he foresees in Iraq. Here's what he had to say.
I believe that the present strategy, which I fought for a number of years, fought against, the failed Rumsfeld strategy, is succeeding in Iraq. And I respect the views of those who don't agree with that. I think the facts on the ground are without a doubt that we have achieved significant success. We have a very long, hard, tough road ahead. That's why I respect General Petraeus' statement that he's not ready to call for further drawdown of troops until he has a chance to assess the overall situation in July. But the overall situation is much better in Iraq. The Iraqi government is functioning more effectively, and I still remain convinced that if we set a date for withdrawal or a plan for withdrawal that has specific timetables, that there will be chaos, genocide in the region, and that the consequences of failure will cause us to make much greater sacrifice of American blood and treasure.
I asked Senator McCain about his support for the surge of troops in Iraq. The surge has lowered some of the violence in Iraq, and it's obvious that the more troops that we add, the better the situation will get. How do you plan to get the necessary manpower for future surges, given the amount of strains on the military currently?
Actually, I don't anticipate the need for further surges unless something unusual happens in that country. And that's why I supported General Petraeus' decision to draw down the troops down to the pre-surge level. In July, as he said, he would give us an estimate as to when or if further troop reductions are warranted in the short term. But I don't foresee a scenario where we would have to provide additional surges unless something that's out of the range of calculations that I have about the situation in Iraq would prevail. Yes.
Thank you, Senator.
Would occur. Excuse me. Go ahead.
At Villanova University, I'm Nicholas Balassi.
Senator John McCain's Hardball appearance was part of their college tour. Senator Obama kicked off the tour last week at Westchester University.
Last week, students and faculty participated in Zeta Tau Alpha's pie throwing auction, raising money and awareness for breast cancer. Garrett Williams has more.
Today on the campus mall, the Zeta Tau Alpha sorority had a pie throwing auction to help raise money for their chapter as well as breast cancer awareness.
Simply enough, it's just we're having the faculty and the students come out and we're auctioning off pies to the highest bidder. Some of the teachers would rather have multiple pies thrown at them, so we're doing maybe $10 a pie for each of them. And then we're just hoping that people just keep bidding to get that price higher for the teachers, more for breast cancer awareness and research. It's going towards first of all, the Zeta Tau Alpha Breast Cancer Foundation, and then our other organization that we are trying to help out is the Christina S. Walsh Foundation, which is a local breast cancer foundation. We had Bob Walsh come and speak in the beginning. He lost his wife a few years ago to breast cancer, so we wanted to have this fundraiser and somehow benefit his foundation because he asked if we could come out and help him. We thought this would be the easiest and best way.
Students and faculty came out to participate in the auction for a good cause.
I wanted to support ZTA because the Greek community is really close, and as the president of Phi Sigma Sigma, I wanted to support the other Greeks in the communities.
Oh man, I was a little nervous in the beginning, but no, it's good. It's all for good fun, and you're raising money for breast cancer, and I have a couple of relatives that had breast cancer as well, so it's for a good cause. But oh man, I thought I would get a higher bid with the money, but it seems like a couple people came here short with cash.
From the campus mall, this has been Garrett Williams, Channel 20 News at Ryder.
For more information about breast cancer awareness, visit the Susan G. Komen Foundation website at komen.org.
As mentioned in our first segment, Rider's community is constantly undergoing change. With the close of the spring semester, we will be saying another unfortunate goodbye to Rider's Dean of the College of Liberal Arts Education and Sciences.
Dean Nadeau, a university administrator for whom the community has strong admiration, started his career at Rider in 1971. After obtaining a PhD from Washington State University, he was initially hired as an assistant professor of geological, environmental, and marine sciences, a position that has created relationships and interactions for him that he says will be greatly missed.
I think that it's going to be the people here. Academic institutions really are not bricks and mortar, although you need them, obviously. But it's the relationships I've had with faculty over the years, with students over the years, doing research with students and teaching them in a lot of different locations. So I just think that's the aspect that I'll miss the most, is the people that actually make up an institution.
After 37 years of teaching and research, Nadeau gradually moved toward administration, first as a department chair, then associate dean, and ultimately dean. Beyond the day-to-day facilitation of the Liberal Arts Education and Sciences College, Nadeau was fully involved in a number of things that have benefited the university. He was active in the start of the Center for Innovative Instruction, an operation that helps faculty choose appropriate technology for their classrooms that will ultimately enhance the learning of students. Dean Nadeau also pioneered the Bristol-Myers Squibb Center, which provides venues for faculty development, as well as the university system for accumulating workloads. Nadeau feels he is most proud of his involvement in Bristol-Myers Squibb Teaching and Learning Center.
I would say if I had to pick one, it would be the Teaching and Learning Center, Bristol-Myers Squibb Teaching and Learning Center. Because I think that the programs that are housed there have largely impacted almost every faculty member at the university. The workload stuff is more a mechanical kind of thing that benefits students because we're able to predict things a lot better and to handle changes a lot better. But that isn't the same kind of thing as impacting teaching.
At this point, Dean Nadeau is unsure of his long-term plans. However, he has planned the rest of 2008 and has shared his traveling schedule. His wife and he will be passing through Virginia, Phoenix, Peru, and French Polynesia in the upcoming months.
One of the things that I've been involved in at Rider and a number of other institutions like Princeton is leading rafting trips through the Grand Canyon. This year we're doing one for the Rider Alumni Association, which will be my 39th rafting trip through the canyon. Hatch River Expeditions has asked me if I want to go along on some of their trips as an expert on the geology out there.
After 11 years, Dr. Joseph E. Nadeau announced his retirement back in March. Dean Nadeau has been administering the Arts and Sciences College now for 11 years. Dr. Barry Truschel of Rider's Sociology Department, an individual whom Dean Nadeau thinks is highly qualified, will become interim dean in early July. The Rider community will be losing another great asset, yet we wish Dr. Nadeau the best in his future, as we stand back and accept that to everything there is a season.
There will be a retirement celebration in honor of Dean Nadeau Friday, April 18th from 3:30 to 5 p.m. in the Cavala Room. The entire university community is invited to attend the reception.
And that's all the time we have for this week's news. For the entire Rider University Network, I'm Steph Chartel.
And I'm Gina Grasso. Thanks for watching.